Hey guys, how's it going? Just wanted to put a little updated video up of my knife collection and the knives I've been collecting recently. Got a couple new ones and wanted to share them with you. Let's start out with, actually let's check these out first. I actually seen these at the grocery store I go to. I'm a very big cook. I'm always in the kitchen. I love cooking. I actually took it over from my wife, and she doesn't have too much to argue about. She loves that I do all the cooking, and it's a great thing. But back to the knives. I was looking around, and I actually stumbled upon these. They're, as you can see, there's this pink one here, and the blue one for me. And if you pull them out of this sheath here, they're actually a very good and sharp carbon steel blade. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually the shape of a Maura blade, just about. And it's a very sharp knife. I love using it in the kitchen. I really haven't used mine too much because I've been doling out the wife's first to see if it'll dull, but I've had it for a couple months now, and we've been working with them, and they haven't doled out yet, so just wanted to point that out to you. I think I paid $6.99 for it at Safeway, and just a really good little investment. Really nice little knives for the money. Next off, we'll show my EDC. This is my everyday carry knife. I'm not sure the brand. There's no markings anywhere on the knife except for the 440 stainless marking that's on the blade. It is a spring-assisted blade. It opens rather easily. It also has this little lever here. I don't know if you can see that, but if you flip it up, it makes it impossible for this knife to close. Even if the close lever is depressed, it will not close on you. So if you're having to do some hard cutting or maybe even stabbing, you just make sure you keep your thumb on that, and this blade will not close on your fingers. You don't have to worry about pinching, cutting, slicing your fingers, none of that. So I really like that about this knife, and it's really, really sturdy. I've never had a knife so well built, especially one that wasn't stamped everywhere with its maker's name. So I'd like to figure out who makes these knives. I know Pete from the Armory channel has a sister knife to this, just with I think it's a drop point blade on it. And I'd like to know if he knows the maker of that. I'll have to ask him. But this is my everyday carry knife. I love it. I've had it for about 6 months, and yeah, I just really like this knife. Next off, we have a buck knife that's been in my family for a long time. It's been passed down from generation to generation. It's a little beat up, but it is a buck knife. This is my knife that I have in my fishing tackle box. Great knife for cleaning game, cleaning fish, any field dressing you need. Great knife, very sharp, sharp point. I mean, this thing's like a scalpel. I love this knife, and I can't wait to pass it down to my son. It's always been in the family, and it's a really good knife. Next off, we have something that's more of just a knife for looks. I don't think I'll ever use this knife for anything, unless, of course, I was put in the position to where I had to use it, and this was the only thing I could get my hands on. Then, of course, anything's fair game. But it's a Marine's First to Fight knife. Once again, I'm not sure of the maker, but it is made in China, so just wanted to show it off. It's a pretty cool little knife. I like the black. Has a really thick blade on it. It's pretty sturdy. It's full tanged. It has this little thing on the back, either bust out a window, somebody's head, and then it also has the brass knuckle handles. I don't know if you wanted to punch somebody like that, you might hurt yourself a little more than you'd hurt them, but it's there, so just want to kind of show it off. It's a pretty cool knife, just something to show off on the shelf. Next up, we have one of my most favorite knives. This one here has been in my family for a long time. It's a KBar, and it's actually the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Edition. And it's a great knife. Very sharp, very sturdy. Love KBar. As you can see, it's not the nicest knife, but I didn't want to try and clean it up and take away from the family, the family nostalgia it has to it. This knife has always looked this way as long as I can remember, and I'd like to keep it looking this way for my son to have. So, didn't want to mess it up, but it's a great knife, and I love it. And because I love this one so much, a buddy of mine gave me a call the other day and was short a little money, and he says, "Hey, I know you like knives, I got this knife, would you like to buy it?" I said, "Well, yeah, what kind is it? Send me a pic." And he sent me a pic of this KBar, and he was asking $20 for it. I mean, as you can see, it's a little rough. I mean, it's a little beat up on the blade here and there, but I mean, I could not pass up a KBar for $20. I mean, it's a little loose right here, but I'm sure I can fix that. The cap does not rattle at all, which on mine, that's my problem, is the cap kind of rattles, and it kind of bugs me. I'd like to know how to fix that. If anybody out there knows how to fix that, please shoot me a PM or comment me and let me know how I can fix these. Let's see, where should I go next? My Maura. This I just got a few months ago. It's a Maura Classic 2. Beautiful knives. I never thought that I would get one of those big, ugly, orange-handled knives. And then the more I looked at it, actually, when I first seen them, I thought these big orange handles were plastic. And it just completely turned me off from the knife. I mean, at first I thought they were ugly. What kind of survival knife is that? But once you have owned a Maura and cut with it and used it for whittling and working, I mean, you really fall in love with these knives. These things are awesome. I can whittle this, turn around and cut off a string that's hanging off my pantser. I mean, this thing is awesome. It has not lost any of its sharpness. It's a great knife. I love it, and I couldn't recommend it more. I spent $14 on this knife, delivered right to my front door for $14. That you cannot beat this. Next up, I have just a 3 combo kit. It's made of Smith & Wesson. It's the Bullseye kit. It comes with a medium-sized knife with the gut hook. So, clean out your fish, your deer, your rabbits, whatever you need. Hook your guts. And trust me, very, very sharp. Great knives. I think I got this whole set for, I think, $19.99 plus tax. I think about $22 out the door. Next, there's a little fillet knife. You do all your filleting, your small cutting, whatever you need. Great sharp knives. I mean, yeah, this is like scalpel sharp. Great little knife set. Next up on the back is the big boy, the meat cleaver. Look at that cleaver. It's very heavy, very sturdy. I'm pretty sure these are full tanged knives. I'm not positive, but for $22 out the door, I could not pass up this cool little set. I'm a huge Smith & Wesson fan, and I couldn't pass these up. Next up, we have my little folding, I think it was an old timer. There was an old little dinky, what do you call it, emblem here on the back, but it fell off about a year ago. I've been told it's an old timer by people that have them. It's a great folding knife. It's actually the only one I have right now. But lately, I've really been falling in love with the case trappers and mini trappers. Gorgeous knives, but not for $80. I mean, I'll just wait until I go to a yard sale and find some lady that's selling off all her old husband stuff and score one there. But I just couldn't afford $80 for a brand new folding knife when I had, a table full of knives already that could do the job. So this is my folding knife, though. I do love this knife. The only thing this knife is for my whittling. I'm a big whittler, and I love making handles and stuff like that, and that's what this is saved for. It's a great knife. It doesn't have the best blade, but it's a great knife. It's been passed down to me from my uncle. He actually gave this to me, and hopefully I'll have it forever. I love this great little knife. I've had it for about 12 years, and I think I'll have it forever. Except I happen to lose it a lot. Being so small, I tend to put it in my top upper pocket, and my wife finds it all the time in the washer and gives me hell. Next up, we have this little knife. I actually found this, and I thought it was some little cheapo 7-Eleven, $6.99 knife, and turns out it's a Kershaw Leak, I believe the name of it is. And this exact knife in the magazines fetches over $100. It is missing the clip, but other than that, everything's here. Works great. It's sharp, and it actually became my wife's EDC, something to keep in her purse, along with her taser and pepper spray. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it when I flipped through a magazine and seen this picture sitting there. I said, hey, I recognize that knife. And the price tag was $129. I couldn't believe it. So, that was a really good find. Make sure to keep your guys' eyes open when you're walking down the street. You never know what you stumble upon. Next up, we have a diving knife. It's pretty cool. I got this, I think it was $10 online on eBay. And it's a pretty sturdy diving knife. Has a nice little sheath, a lot better than the Maura sheath you get. And you just depress this little button, and out pops 440 stainless whole tang dive knife. You could use it as a throwing knife. You can use it as whatever you wanted to. You could even rehandle it if you wanted to. But I myself just love this knife. Great diving knife. You don't have to worry about anything getting hurt in the water. Has these 2 portholes in the bottom to drain out any water that your sheath holds if you do go in water. So great little setup, and for $10 I couldn't pass it up. It stays in there, locks pretty tight. Great little setup. What else do we have on the table? This here, one of my favorite knives that I have. It's actually a little Buck's knife, and it's actually from Buck, and it has a little bottle opener here on the back. And this was actually a gift from Artisan Tony over at the Artisan Tony channel. I placed 8th in one of his contests that he had, and he sent me an awesome Zippo lighter and some flints, and he actually threw this in as a little bonus, and I really appreciated that. Just want him to know I really do appreciate that, and that I really do love this little knife. Flips out here and has this little knife blade. It's not very big, but trust me, it does the job. This is great for, having it there to flip out and open up your boxes, your packages, anything you need. This thing's great. I'm looking for a nice solid clip to put it onto my keys, because last time I had one of these on my keys, I came home and it didn't come with me. So I want to make sure that I have something sturdy enough to keep it on my keys, because I don't want to lose this. It was a gift from my friend Artisan Tony, and it really means a lot to me. So, there you have it, my friends. This is my knife collection that I have right now. And if I get anything else, I'll make sure to update it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay subscribed, stay watching the videos, and I promise we'll have more to come very soon. Thanks, guys.